So this is the Everlast MTS 275 Lightning. So MTS, MIG, TIG, stick machine. This is the basic machine right in here. Stand still. This is the water cooler that you can get as an option for it. And of course it comes with all the cables and what have you. And I gotta tell you, when I use this, I get a big chubby. It's a great machine. And of course when you get a new machine, you gotta have a cart. So you either make your own cart or, yeah, I did it, get one. You know, buy one that's already made. So the basic cart is of course this black thing on the bottom, and it goes into the back, and this black tower right here, which is where your bottle actually is supposed to sit. It's got this black bar that runs across the top of the machine. It screws in right here at the top of the machine, and it also bolts into this tower just to help clamp everybody together, keep it all stacked up on top of that tiny little cart down there on the bottom. It's an accessory that you can get for it. And you got to remember, the machine and the cooler, you're talking a little over 100 pounds. So you want to make sure this thing is going to sit somewhere. So that's the basic cart. Now, what did I do? Well, come here, I'll show you. First thing I had to add was a handle, because the machine doesn't come with one. And of course, because the cart or the machine does not come with any kind of a cable rack to keep the three different types of cables, your grounds, your stingers, your TIG torches and everything, keep all that under control. I just added a piece of 1-inch stock right here, bent a couple of pieces of 1/8-inch plate, to 3-inch wide, I think, or 4-inch wide, to be able to stack all the cables on, put some ears on it to keep the cables from falling off, and oh yeah, that's a good place to hang your helmet at the end of the day also. And of course, because it's a TIG welder, well, you have a foot pedal. Oh look, here's the spot right here on the top. Just added this little plate in here, put some ears on it to capture the pedal. The cable gets all coiled up, hung up on the cable rack along with everybody else, up out of the way. It's neat, it's tidy, it's clean, it's right there when you need it. And I added a couple of tubes, one on each side, for all my filler rod to go into. Capped it on the bottom, and I made these little dividers right here on my 3D printer. So they sit down inside the tube a little ways. So I've got 4 different compartments, 8 all total, so I can have my different sizes of steel rod and stainless rod and aluminum rod, and that way they're handy. They're right there, tucked in nice and tight, out of the way, good to go. And of course, because this Everlast 275 Lightning is actually a dual voltage machine, well, here's my adapter to go from 110 to 220. And this just gives me a little spot up here where it can live, and it just sits right here until I need it. And of course, because it's an MTS, a MIG, TIG, stick machine, you got MIG and TIG. You got 2 different gases you need, both a mixed gas for MIG and an argon, straight argon for TIG. Well, it only comes with a spot for 1 bottle. Huh? So let's just go ahead and add on this extension right here and down there. And now it's a 2-bottle cart. So I can have both my different gases right on the cart. Everybody's chained down. Everybody's all hooked up. All I have to do is switch the controls on the front to hop from one mode of welding to the other. But I got myself in trouble. So you've got 100 pounds worth of machine. You got the weight of the cart itself. You've got 2 125-pound bottles roughly. So here's 250, here's 350. Machine's pushing pretty close to 375, 380 pounds. And the stock wheels that were on the back of the cart, they're a hard rubber. They help keep noise down. They help the machine ride a little smoother, a little softer on hard concrete. But what happens was, with this much weight, they were starting to develop a flat spot when it sat still. So it was hard to get it moving. It was hard to push. The rubber is starting to break down. See right here? The rubber tire was actually coming off of the steel rim. It was starting to crack and fall apart right here. So, another upgrade. So I had to go a slightly bigger diameter on the shaft, and these are all steel with just a little bit of urethane on the very outside edge for a tire. So those, along with a new set of urethane wheels on the front of it, heck, you could just about blow on this thing, it'll move across the shop. It is so much easier to move. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Point you, kind of point you in different directions on how you can make up your own cart and just kind of adapt it to what you need. Make it work for you in your shop. I do appreciate you watching. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell for me. and I'll see y'all next time. I see the light.